Hello, everyone. This is Tom Foster with Talk of the Town, together with Iris Dunham, bringing you today's Talk of the Town. You know, as we think about summer, we've done programs at the beaches, we've talked to the sailing club, we've talked to some of the golf teams, we've traveled around the town, and today we're at the beautiful Clinton Marina, Town Dock. And one of the things that I think a lot of people overlook is we have a great asset in this town. It's a Clinton Town Trolley, which will bring you free from different spots throughout the town. And so with me today to talk about the trolley is Joe Comerford, and he's the executive director of the Town Transit.
That's correct.
Now, Joe, tell me how this all got started. First of all, the 9-town transit. What are the towns that are involved?
Sure. Well, we actually just today grew significantly. So we are a total of now 12 towns that are members of us.
Are you going to change the name of the company?
We're working on the name right now, yes. So that will be coming very soon. But so it's pretty much all of Middlesex County and the towns of Lyme and Old Lyme as well.
So where would be the closest point I could catch the train, or not the train, but the 9-town, now 12, from Clinton? And where would be the destination? What would be the longest point I could go to?
Well, we have a few spots in Clinton, quite a few spots in Clinton. Route 1 is where all of our routes really travel down. And from there, and also the Clinton Crossing Mall, you can get to Madison, Old Saybrook, but even as far as Middletown.
Wow. And what about further on down the shoreline? How far down the shoreline could you go?
So we go as far as Madison, but there we are timed to meet with the New Haven bus, and that goes right down Route 1 from Madison all the way into New Haven. So it hits all the towns right after that, Guilford, Brantford, and East Haven.
Now, going the other way, towards, let's say, Old Saybrook, do you have any service going towards Old Saybrook and beyond?
We do. So from Clinton, again, it's one bus that would take you all the way down to Old Saybrook, to the Old Saybrook train station, and from there you can connect on to Chester, Essex Deep River, but even Old Lyme, East Lyme, and New London.
Wow. So that's all become part of the now 12-town transit.
That's right.
That's awesome. So you actually, if you were a Clinton resident, you could catch the bus, and that could bring you to Old Saybrook, and you could actually get on the train and go to New York or Boston, right?
Absolutely.
Now tell me about the trolley. How long ago did the trolley come into existence?
So the trolley started, it was 2019, and it was really a partnership mostly driven by the Clinton Placemakers and the Clinton Chamber of Commerce.
Now explain what the placemakers are.
I don't know too well.
We'll edit that one out.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the placemakers and the...
I'll tell you more about that.
And the Chamber of Commerce.
Correct.
And how did you gain funds for the trolley? How was it purchased?
So the trolley was actually given to us by a Clinton business owner that had it from another property they owned out of state and was not using it. So they offered it to us if we could run it. And so, yeah, it was a great timing because we were talking already about a trolley, but we didn't have a trolley. We were talking about starting with a bus and seeing how it performed. And then this trolley became available to us. So it was really fortunate timing. And then the operating funds that first year were completely covered by the Chamber of Commerce and the town and the organizations that advertise on the trolley. So it was all local businesses covered the cost of operating it.
That's great. Well, that's so nice about our town is, businesses participate, they advertise, but they're helping the town, they're helping the community. And from what I understand, we're going to be getting on the trolley in just a few moments right here at the town docks. And what's the furthest point we'll be going on the trolley today?
Yeah, so we'll be traveling east, and the furthest east it goes would be right at the Westbrook town line, right at the restaurants over around docks, and right near Westbrook Lobster.
Now, what about the the number of people that use it in the course of? So, first of all, what are the hours? What days and what hours?
Yeah, so it runs Thursday through Saturdays from 12 to 9, and then on Sundays from 11 to 6.
And it is free.
It is free.
And what kind of usage are you getting from the community?
So it really obviously depends on the day. So what I didn't mention was going westbound, you can go right into Hammonasset.
Oh, okay,
so
great.
It's a great way to get into Hammonasset because, as we all know, the parking lots can be very full, right, and it can take a long time to get in and out of there, too. Sure. So it's a great alternative way to get into Hammonasset. We stop right at Middle Beach. Wow. So we pull right up to the beach. So it's really easy access. So the usage really depends on the weather because it is a open air trolley. So on a nice day like this, we can see some good ridership. We see somewhere between 30 to 50 people using it in a day like today. You know, when the weather's not as good, it's less. But we see a lot of groups too that like travel together. The beach is a popular destination, but so are the town docks. They're both a popular destination, but also a popular place to get on because we have the marinas right here, and it's great for people who are transient boaters who boated in, don't have a car. So it's a great way to get into town.
And also, if I'm a town resident and I don't want to have to deal with all the hassle of over at Hammonasset, I could come here, catch the trolley, and bring me right to Hammonasset, and not have to worry about parking the car. And it's a good.
Yeah, and you have free parking down here, so it's a great spot to park and get into Hammonasset.
That's great. And how often does it run? You said.
So it runs. The whole loop is an hour long, so it runs every hour.
Wow. Now, what months? When does it start and when does it end?
We start Memorial Day weekend and it ends on Labor Day.
That's great. And so if I'm a resident and I want to pick it up in Hammonasset, let's say I'm over there and I'm using the beach, I want to come over here and maybe get a bite to eat or something, where does it actually pick up? Where does it pick up in Hammonasset?
So we have two spots. One is Middle Beach, right at the pavilion there where they have the restrooms, and the other spot is at the campgrounds so that campers can access town, get into our local businesses here.
That's a great way for campers that want to, they don't want to take their car because they're hooked. They got the big old trailer there, and this is a way to get on the trolley, come over here, and have some dinner and go home.
Exactly.
Because so what would be the last? So if I was doing that, what would be the last time I could go from here back to Hammonasset?
So the last time would be it leaves the eastbound side at 8 o'clock at night. So somewhere, it leaves at 8:30 at night, and so about 8:30, 8:45, depending on exactly where you are in the route.
Well, listen, I see the trolley's coming right now. Why don't we get on the trolley and we'll continue with our conversation?
Sounds great.
Okay, well, we're on board the beautiful trolley here in Clinton, Connecticut, and we're going to talk to the bus driver. What is your name?
Billy.
Billy, and how long have you been driving this?
Oh, this trolley today?
I mean, since the inception.
Every year since it started. So what, 3 years?
And, I was asking Joe, what kind of ridership do you get on a hot summer day?
It can be anywhere from like 10 to 20, 30 sometimes people. Yeah.
So you must enjoy it.
I do actually.
You get to meet a lot of nice people, interesting people.
A lot, yeah. A lot of kids like to ride.
Oh, that's great. Well, listen, we're going to enjoy the ride with you, and hope you don't mind. And we're going to ask some questions of Joe, so we'll take a seat here. Sure. Okay. Well, we're on the trolley, and Joe and I are continuing our conversation about the trolley and where it goes. So, what's going to be our first stop now, Joe?
So the first stop will be what we've called the Clinton Arts District, which is the center of town. And the Clinton Chamber of Commerce is really trying to promote the various art opportunities that are in the center of town. Wow. So, there's several galleries that people get off and take a look at, but there's also some restaurants. So there's some great dining options and art options.
So in other words, if a person, again, was over at Hammonasset and they wanted to go in and maybe get a tour of some of the beautiful art places we have here in town, this is a trolley that'll get them there, right?
That's right.
And then, like you said, you can also get a bite to eat over there and just wait for the trolley to come back. And that's the nice thing about it. You've got such flexibility for people to go. And how are you actually advertising to these people? Let's say somebody's at Hammonasset Beach and they want, geez, I wish I could do this. What's your advertising program?
Well, so this is since last year, 2021, we actually started partnering with the state of Connecticut as well. So as I mentioned before, for those first couple of years, it was really a locally driven route. And last year, both Connecticut Department of Environmental Protection and Energy and Connecticut Department of Transportation came to us and said that they wanted to provide service into Hammonasset, being their number one park. Sure. And they, in addition to some other services, they knew this trolley existed. It didn't go to Hammonasset at the time, and they thought it'd be a great opportunity to link the park in with some of the shoreline communities in a more fun way than just a traditional transit bus. And so, because of that partnership, they are an advertising partner with us. They are giving out brochures to every camper.
Oh, great.
So the campers all get a brochure when they come in. They're also making them available for just visitors to the park. And then we also have a digital campaign statewide that we are actually doing on behalf of the state to promote the service. So you may have seen it in your Facebook feed. I know I see it when I'm on there.
Yep.
You'll see a little ad for it. So we are promoting it digitally as well, again, statewide.
Well, that's great. And through that advertising, with the state and digital, are you getting responses to it? Are people asking questions about it, and are they coming out and supporting it?
Well, we're certainly already this year we're seeing better usage than we saw last year. Of course, last year was a tough year for so many reasons, right? From COVID to the weather was tough last year. So, but the other thing we see is a lot of people going to our website where the schedule for this service is located. So certainly people are getting directed there. We get phone calls, and certainly people seem to know about it well. The vehicle itself is quite the advertisement too.
Oh, for sure. It's amazing when I'm traveling around town and I see the trolley go by. I say, I got to get on that trolley. And the other thing that's interesting, I just found out too, is that on Thursdays, on First Thursday, which is the first Thursday of the month, you actually have a band on here?
We do, yes. One of the local bands does come on and play on First Thursday. It kind of just started organically last year. They just thought it'd be fun to do one day and started doing it regularly. And people really look forward to it.
And do they come out and support it?
They do.
So if somebody wanted to come out the first Thursday and they wanted to listen to the music on the train, on the trolley, what are the hours that they actually perform?
That I don't know offhand.
But it doesn't go all day long.
No. No, it's just for a while.
Okay. So I would say if anybody's...
It's a pretty informal arrangement. We know that they do it, and they have our permission to do it, but and sometimes it's only a couple people, sometimes it's more. It's just it's like it's like an informal thing where they get together and whoever's available comes on out.
So if somebody wanted to find out about I know First Thursday is coming up. I'd really like to go on the trolley and find out. Do you advertise in advance as to who's going to be, or is that just sort of a come one, come all type thing? The musicians themselves.
Yeah, they really. It's not something that they coordinate with us, other than that we know they do it. So it's whoever comes out that day.
That's really cool. So I like jam session right in the
It's a fun arrangement. Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
So First Thursdays are a great day to ride, and a great way to get around to the various activities that go on in town on First Thursday.
Now, I noticed we're pulling into the train station, but it doesn't stop here at the train station?
We do.
Okay.
It's new this year, and I totally forgot.
Because that's pretty good. So if someone, let's say, is at Hammonasset, and they want to, if something happens and they want to get on the train and go to Boston or New York, they could actually hop on the train right in Hammonasset, get their bags packed, come over here and hop the train.
That's right. And one of the goals of both Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection and Connecticut DOT was to link the parks to the urban areas. So people from New Haven can easily take the train into Clinton now that Clinton has better service with the new platform, and get a ride right into Hammonasset Beach.
Well, that's great to know, to attract people to Clinton, is that, let's say I'm in New Haven, it's a hot day, and boy, I'd love to go to the beach, but I don't want to deal with the traffic on 95, and I don't want to have to worry about finding a way to get there. They can actually, take the train, take the bus, and then get on the trolley and go right to Hammonasset.
That's right.
Wow.
Yep. And this train station is so centrally located, they can walk right into town, experience the center of town, and hop on the trolley there too. And
then the train station, the beautiful new train station we just went by right here. So they come on the train to New Haven, and then the trolley's right there. And then for people that want to know the hours and want information about First Thursday or something like that, is there a website or a number they can call?
Yeah, so our website is 9towntransit.org. It's the number 9, towntransit.org. And it's Clinton Trolley is part of what we call our Park Connect service. That's that statewide park service program. So you'll see Park Connect information right on the homepage, and that links you to all the different schedules for our Park Connect service that includes the trolley. Or they can call us at 860-510-0429, and we're happy to help by phone as well.
That's great. It seems to me that this is sort of a hidden gem in our town. That I don't think a lot of people realize just how interconnected, these various towns are through 9-town transit, soon to be 12. and the trolley. And I think that's a great thing we're doing that for the community.
Yeah, it's a great way for people to get around town, people who either don't want to drive or are unable to drive, whatever the reason. And sometimes it's just for fun. See a lot of families come out. Kids love the trolley. It's just a unique way to get around town.
Now, is there a handicap access?
There is not. It's an older trolley, so this one does not. But we do have our other services are available for people.
Bus services?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we do have services for people with disabilities that are available, and so anybody who's interested in getting somewhere like Hammonasset or any of the other great destinations on the trolley route should contact us or visit our website and learn what we have available.
And so, now what about the trolley is free? What about the other bus services? What's the fee associated with the bus service?
Well, so that's other great news right now is that as part of the whole gas tax relief effort by both the legislature and governor, bus fares are also free until November 30th of this year. So you can ride any one of our services at no cost right now.
Wow. So I can literally come up here, get on a bus, go to New Haven, catch a train, and it's not going to cost me any money.
A train does.
No, I'm saying if I took the bus.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Any bus service. The trolley is always free, but right now everything is free.
Wow, that's great. And it's nice for people to know because I think the more we utilize those services and the more we get to use the town and see the surrounding communities, it really makes it a much more happy place to be because we are utilizing the services of the town.
It does, and as we said earlier, really on our services you can travel to so many places. There's so many great destinations. Clinton's a great town, but we got so many great towns so close by that you can get to. A lot of them on the same route. You have one seat ride right to Old Saybrook, or Westbrook or Madison. So some great places you can get to very easily.
Here comes the police. You said something wrong, Joe. I don't think the driver was going too fast. You're not going to arrest him for speeding, that's for sure. Here comes some of Clinton's finest. Must be something going on. I'll tell you, the police deserve a lot of credit because they're out there through thick and thin, and they do a great job in our community, the police department. So hopefully it's not an accident. Hopefully everybody's good, and hopefully it's just a minor speeding ticket, maybe. And now, what's a story in terms of is there a maximum speed this can go?
It can get up to about 65 on the
Can it
highway,
really?
but yeah, it's certainly not. It's certainly intended for more leisurely drives.
Now I noticed the windows are pulled down, so right now it's real hot in here. But the windows open. Once you go a little bit faster, I know one time somebody said to me, "Well, I don't have any air conditioning, but don't worry, open the windows and I'll drive faster, and that'll cool it off." So basically the same principle.
That's right. Yeah, it was really designed to be open air, as you see here. So there's no air conditioning in it. That's definitely a limitation. But with the windows open, it usually is still not too bad. It's just part of that more vintage historic feel.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Because our ancestors certainly didn't have air conditioning.
No, they didn't. Yeah, those real streetcars definitely did not have air conditioning. They also didn't have this open windows. So.
I think this is great. Have you ever been on this the trolleys out in San Francisco?
I have.
And what an experience that is.
In New Orleans too. So yeah, it's
So isn't it nice? You can feel a little bit like you're in San Francisco. Close your eyes and you're in San Francisco or you're in New Orleans, and I think it's a great thing for the town.
It is. Yeah, it's very unique, and I'll tell you too that several of the towns that we serve, and even beyond, are very covet this trolley very much. We get asked a lot, how did Clinton do it? How can we do it? So Clinton's really fortunate to have this service available to them.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was going to ask you. I don't think people realize this is the only trolley that I think of on the shoreline, correct?
Yes, it's the only one on the shoreline, definitely.
And are there other places in Connecticut where they have a trolley?
There are. I believe Danbury does, but there are not many.
But I mean, where are you going to get a better place to take a ride in a trolley than along the shoreline and see all the beautiful beaches and you see all the restaurants? And it's really, I think it's a great thing for the community. And again, if the persons want to come out and they want to ride it, what's the maximum number of people you can hold on the trolley?
So it seats 34 total. So we have a quite a good bit of space.
And what if somebody said, you know what, we're having a big party and we want to know if we could use a trolley? Do they ever rent it out?
We do, as long as it's not during the hours that it runs, regular service. We do rent it out.
So this is the end of the run right
This
here.
is the east end of the line.
Okay. And then we're basically going to turn around and repeat it.
Yep. Yeah. So you got several restaurants here that are either right in front of or a very, very short walk to. So I think it's about 5 restaurants right here, all very, very close.
See, that's the other thing I think is nice is when you can get off the train from New Haven, there are several restaurants you can walk to right at the shore. And if there's something else, some other type of food or other type of place you want to establishment you want to come to, you can get on the trolley and go to wherever you want
That's right.
within the Clinton limits.
And as far as Madison.
Oh, that's right. You can go as far as Madison. Yeah, that's great. Well, this is the end of the run, and we're going to we'll let Iris take a little shots from out of here, and then we'll wrap it up with Joe as we get to. We're going to end in back of the dock, but we're going to go through Hammonasset first, right?
We could sail all the way around, or you could get off.
Oh, we're going to go back to Clinton first.
Go back to Clinton
Okay,
first,
perfect.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, Joe, I'll let you enjoy the rest of the ride, and Iris get some shots, and we'll wrap it up when we get back to the town dock. Thanks so much. Okay, well, we've come to the end of the rainbow, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank you again very much. It was a great ride. Thank you so much. Hope you have a beautiful summer and a beautiful 4th of July weekend for you and your family. Take care. So we're going to wrap it up talking to Joe. So, Joe, you mentioned when we were on the trolley, there was a couple things you wanted to point out to us.
Yeah. So it's a pretty genuine replica trolley. So you notice in the front here, you have an antique lantern right in the center, just like you would have had in the days of trolley before it had lights. This would have been, a gas light most likely in the front. At the bottom, you have a cow catcher.
Now, what does it mean by a cow catcher?
Yeah, so the cow catcher on a real trolley would be lower to the ground, and it would clear animals like cows from the tracks as it went down the street so that you wouldn't derail. Wow. So it would knock them off the tracks as you go.
What about the animal rights people? They must not like that. That's really, and that's what it actually looked like.
That is similar to what you'd see on an actual trolley back 100 years ago.
Now, when you had this donated, was all this exactly like it is, or did you have to make some replica or changes?
All these features were there. The repairs that we had to make were relatively minor. It was really in a good shape overall. One of the last things you'll notice is on top we have an antique bell.
Really?
On the top of the trolley.
That's awesome. Now, why did they call it Hawkeye?
Yes, that was, from what I'm told, that was who. It was. We know that they used to run in Tarrytown, New York.
Yep.
And I guess they named all the trolleys after, I was told, Mark Twain characters.
Really?
And so they named this one the Hawkeye.
That's incredible. But like we said before, you have a brochure here. If somebody wants to get more information, they want this brochure.
Yeah, so this whole brochure is available online. It's also available at various locations around town. The Chamber of Commerce always does a great job of getting them around town. And inside you'll find the route map, a list of all the stops, times, and the hours of operation for each of the Park Connect services.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you very much for taking your time out of your busy schedule to do this, and I hope you and your family have a wonderful summer and a happy 4th of July, and hopefully you get some good ridership on the 4th of July, and hopefully things like this will give it more, more advertising, more people come out and utilize it, because, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is free, and until November, all the buses are going to be free as well as part of that 9-town, soon to be 12-town transit. So this is Tom Foster with Talk of the Town and Iris Dunham. Thank you for watching tonight's show, and again, if you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to see things covered in the town, like interesting things like the trolley or interesting people we've talked to throughout the course of our time together, please let us know. You can reach us at iris.dunham at clintonpublic.net. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again on another upcoming show.